So as I said, I would be giving you some stats on the U.S.'s war against Puerto Rico and the Puerto Rican culture. And it started really early off since the very inception of the U.S. receiving Puerto Rico. For example, in 1948, a law was passed that outlawed any speech in Puerto Rico about independence, owning a Puerto Rican flag, or singing or even whistling La Borinqueña, the national anthem of Puerto Rico. In 1902, only 4 years after gaining ownership of Puerto Rico, the U.S. made the teaching of Spanish illegal in schools and made English the language of Puerto Rico. In fact, it took the U.S. Congress over 34 years to even spell the name of the island, Puerto Rico, correctly. In 1937, the U.S. passed a law that legalized sterilization in Puerto Rico, even for non-medical reasons. But even prior to that, they had already been sterilizing people with or without consent, with or without them knowing. And at one point, at the high point, over 1/3 of Puerto Rican women were sterilized and had become sterile through these procedures, which was the highest case of sterilization for a country in the world. And lastly, for this session, the U.S. purposefully has not made Puerto Rico a state in order to deny its people any constitutional rights. So I could go on, and there's way more that I'll share as time goes on about how the U.S. has consistently worked to destroy and erase Puerto Rican culture as well as anything to do with Puerto Ricanism. So many blessings to you. I hope this has educated you a bit. Until next time, keep the faith.